everybody. My name is Julie, and I'm here with Walter from Final Drive Parts. Hey,
Hi.
Walter, you've got a lot of stuff over here.
Hi, Julie. How you doing? It's loud back here, so I hope you can hear me just fine. Absolutely. We have pallet after pallet of different drives here. We have some T190s. We have some T300s. We have some T300 short noses, and it's just a mixture of all kinds of things. And this is how we get a lot of our drives in, and they come in just like this. These have come straight off the machine from wherever they were working. So they're dirty, they're caked with mud, sometimes they're damaged in some sort of a way, you know, and so this is the beginning process of our evaluation. What is it? What have we got?
How do you figure out what you have? What do you have to do to it?
Well, we'll go through and make certain visual inspections, and you can see some yellow lines. Somebody has already come through here and marked some things, and I think what they're marking is a different type. Like that's probably, this yellow line is probably a short nose compared to a long nose one. So that way, it gives us more of a visual as we look through here, because I guarantee you, you just come in and look at this stuff and you just throw up your hands and you say, I don't know what it is. You can't tell. You can't tell.
It's so loud. What are you guys doing here?
Oh, well, if you come back on this way, now this is the other side of this part of the shop. Over here, we've got our parts washer, and it has to be a large, heavy-duty parts washer, because this drive weighs, I believe, in excess of 230 pounds.
Walter, this is where you wash them?
Yes, and this is a big, heavy-duty industrial washer. I say that, you know, it's a big one. So when we open it up, you can already feel the heat come off this, because this is a hot water wash. And here we have one drive sitting in here. It's been washed once, but it is still dirty.
Yeah.
So we will probably wash it again and or bring it back out, do additional cleaning. Believe it or not, it sounds funny. Usually when I would think of cleaning something, it's like, okay, throw it in the sandblaster, blast it, you know? But it has to almost be clean before it goes to the sandblaster, because that sandblaster can't handle all the dirt and debris that comes off of these things. So we have quite a bit of time that we'll put into there.
And why is it so important to make sure they're clean?
Well, would you want me putting dirt in your engine?
No.
Yeah, of your car?
No.
And not even a friend's car, huh?
No, not even an enemy.
No, and not even an enemy, you're right. So no, dirt is one of our worst enemies, and we've got to see what's going on inside the motor. We've got to evaluate it. So the less dirt that we put in there, the better off we are. The better off we can look at it and say, okay, this is the way it came, instead of we caused it. You know, this is our mess.
Wow, Walter, this is much cleaner than what we were looking at earlier. Can you tell us what Shane's doing here?
Shane is doing a teardown on one of our units. This one, as you can see, it has come out of the sandblaster, and it's almost a gunmetal gray. This one came out looking really pretty. So now you get an idea of what it's supposed to look like, you know, without all the dirt and rust and crud that gets on it. Now, Shane, I don't know if you can pull that brake housing off. Let's give it a try and let's see if it'll. Oh, it's coming.
Oh wow.
So he continues just taking this apart piece by piece, step by step, and the next thing we'll do is clean this stuff and then evaluate its condition.
So now that you've cleaned the outside, you've got to start cleaning the inside?
Yes.
Right.
There's more cleaning here than you've got at home.
Yeah.
You know, you think you clean a lot at home. Man, we clean twice that much.
Maybe you guys should come over at my house and clean my house as well when we get finished with this.
You might not like the cleaners we use.
Oh yeah, hopefully not. Wow, that's amazing. Lots of little pieces.
Well, let me show you what the pieces look like. Okay, this table, this has already been disassembled. It's already been washed. It's already been buffed. Several pieces have been graded. This like this one says okay. So somebody's come along and graded these pieces as far as what we think is good enough to go back onto the jobs. This incorporates pretty much one whole drive here and one whole drive there.
Wow.
And then we begin to assemble our gasket kits, the bolts that we're going to put back into them. The brake pack has probably been cleaned and dried here. And we just build up all that stuff. Here, this one they've already brought out bearings for it. We've got internal parts where we have taken internal parts loose from these things, and we try to bag them, and we try to keep certain sections together, things that go together.
Looks like a really complicated process.
Well, once you're used to it, it's not too bad, and as long as you go in order. But yeah, I mean, it's complicated for anybody that doesn't do it. But once you start doing it and you get used to it, well, the job just becomes simpler. It becomes a little bit easier. You begin to notice it. It slows down. The job slows down. You can now see what's going on.
Okay, yeah. And how do you determine whether or not they're okay to use?
Oh, well, there's all kinds of criteria there. The number one thing we use, our fingers.
Really?
Your fingers can tell you more than your eyes can sometimes. So I'm going to feel in here.
Yeah.
And if there's a nick in there, my finger will feel it.
Wow.
And chances are it will feel it before my eye ever sees it. If I am dented out here on the outside, and we get a lot of them, I'll feel that. And then see, that can oblong a bolt hole. If I have a ridge that's too high, if I have rough spots, see there's some rough spots here, but these are not going to matter because we've got a seal. But I can feel them. So we use our hands as much as we're using our eyes. And I will. I should, like, you know, just feeling for the different things and trying to know where to go and what to feel for. You know, we're looking for really anything that's not smooth.
So if there's even just a little nick in it, that's a problem?
It's a problem that has to be addressed.
Yeah.
We'll usually mark it, and then we'll come back and decide, is this something we can fix? Hey, if it's a little nick over here, we'll dress that up. We're going to clean that up.
Yeah.
You know, if it's a big gouge or a big dent that's oblong this hole, that would have to be a different kind of repair.
Right.
And we'll have to decide, is that repair, are we going to do it? Can we do it? Is it worth doing?
Right. Okay.
You know, according to what the needs are. And so, looking with your fingers.
That's interesting. Very cool. So Walter, this machine looks so amazing. What is going on over here?
Well, this is Big Bertha. So this is our test bench. It's a hydraulic test bench. With the different hoses and all the different adapters, we're going to hook this up to the different drives. We're going to simulate what it's like for this drive to actually operate out on the customer's piece of equipment. We're doing that in the shop to try to prove that, hey, we've got a quality product.
Yeah.
It passes our inspection. It runs. We load them up to over 1,000 PSI so that this motor is working against a load. Okay. It's sitting here and it is rotating and turning and running just like it does on the machine itself. It has this particular type of motor has an internal brake. So we are testing the brake. When does the brake apply? When does the brake release? Is it consistent? Is that pressure differential within our specifications and all that kind of stuff? Okay. We're doing leak checks on them while it's running, while it's under pressure. We're looking for certain leaks, and then believe it or not, one of the key things is we turn it off and just let it sit.
Really?
There's another way to test for a leak in a component, the face seal specifically. Okay. They seem to leak better or show you that they're leaking once they stop, once they stay still.
When they're relaxing.
Well, they don't really relax, but yeah, that's good enough. That's good enough when they're stopped. Yeah.
How long does this usually take?
We will spend probably every bit of 45 minutes to an hour over here in this area. From the running, the testing, the sitting, the cleaning up. Again, we're going to have to clean this drive. This one has already been tested, it's already passed, but you see, since we're testing it live, we've got oil all over it. It's all full of oil. That has to be plugged, it has to be cleaned, because, you know, the next thing, it goes to the paint department.
Really?
Yeah, so we're going to paint them so that they're some color.
All nice and spiffy?
Yes, make it kind of spiffy.
Dress them up?
Dress them up a little bit. No bow ties.
No bow ties, aw. Well, thank you so much, Walter, for telling me and walking me through this whole process. My name is Julie. If you mention me, maybe you get a free hat from Final Drive Parts. Thank you so much, Walter. You want to tell them who to call?
Yeah, call us at 888-9-FINALS, FINALS.